If you're like me, the only Valentine you had this year was a video game. Here are the games that helped me get through February.
Woo! 2v1. Yeah!
Game 2 of the Streamer Challenge featured a Simpsons game from the PlayStation 2 era. Surprisingly, it wasn't Simpsons Hit and Run. It was just called The Simpsons Game. The family of 5 discover that they're in a video game and they gain superpowers to help them in several scenarios. Homer turns into a big fat ball and uses his gassiness to his advantage. Bart turns into Bartman. Lisa has a saxophone that can stun people and can use a godlike Buddha hand. And Marge can make people obey her. Gameplay is pretty much your standard platformer of that era, just with a twist of being able to play as 2 of the family members at a time usually. You have to manage each one's powers in order to get collectibles and progress through each level. One point I want to give is that usually the camera can be hit or miss in older games, but in this one, I didn't find it to be too bad. Most levels brought something unique, and the final 4 are what really shined. You got to play through 4 different types of games called NeverQuest, Grand Theft Scratchy, Big Super Happy Fun Game, and Medal of Homer. While the gameplay wasn't anything special, the writing is what really stood out to me. It breaks the fourth wall constantly, but you somehow never get tired of it. Things like making fun of video game cliches, referencing its older games, and more. Constant references paired with the classic Simpsons humor had me laughing non-stop. Mini Shoot Adventures has you playing as a spaceship trying to rid the world of some sort of black crystal virus. I honestly couldn't tell you much about the story. The game is a bullet hell combined with old school Legend of Zelda exploration. You have to defeat 4 dungeon bosses in order to unlock the final area and the final boss. Along the way, you rescue your ship buddies that head back to the central hub to help you with your adventure. The twin stick shooting is the main form of combat that is supplemented by countless upgrades such as fire rate, damage, movement, speed, and more. You earn those normal upgrades by defeating enemies and destroying red crystals. On top of regular upgrades, you can purchase things that help you in hidden shops. Defeating bosses and clearing certain locations unlock new powers that help you traverse places that were previously out of reach. The movement was flawless, the soundtrack was okay, and the graphics were serviceable too. Some things that were lacking to me were the enemies. Half of them were just rehashes of the ones from the beginning of the game, but with more health. On top of that, it felt a little too easy. From puzzles to combat, I never felt threatened, even when fighting the final boss. Mini Shoot Adventures can be beat in around 10 hours, and I felt like that playtime is perfect. I didn't get to do everything the game had to offer, but I felt satisfied with what I had played. Everybody wants to know, is it about as good as Skyrim? In short, no. But that doesn't mean it's a bad game. Far from it, actually. Usually, character creation isn't too important to me, but in this game, you're a godlike. Someone who was touched by a god and gains physical features based on which one blessed them. This can lead to some hilariously over-the-top character designs. Thankfully though, the game provides an option to hide these features from the player's perspective, while still allowing NPCs to acknowledge them. The first thing everyone notices about this game is just how beautiful it is. Avowed's vibrant world really makes you go, oh wow. Get it? Anyway, the graphics are complemented by a world split into 4 main zones, each with a distinct climate. You start in a big coastal city, and you move on from there. Combat-wise, you have 2 loadouts you can swap between easily, adding a nice bit of variety if you choose to mix things up. I went with a magic gun hybrid I like to call a Warglock, but if you find a weapon that catches your eye or just feel like trying something new, you can respec at any time, which is a plus. The combat is a little better than Skyrim, but that's honestly a little disappointing given how old Skyrim is now. What really hurts Avowed is the lack of variety in NPC races and enemies. To make things worse, most enemies are just damage sponges, and the bosses are never really a threat as long as you keep your health up with potions and food. On a positive note, I find exploration is where the game shines. Things like finding hidden pathways, unlocking doors, and traveling both high and low scratched my RPG exploration itch in a way I haven't felt in a long time. The story's okay, and your choices do have a decent impact on the world. I think Avowed came out knowing exactly what it wanted to be, and it did its job well. I would advise waiting on a sale, but if you have Games Pass, it's an easy recommendation. Let me know which game caught your eye. Just remember the backlog never ends, so I'll catch you when I recap March.